Have you ever walked through the streets of Accra and looked up to see a towering marvel of glass and concrete, one that didn't just stand tall but spoke volumes about the country's vision? This isn't just another office complex. This is the Bank of Ghana head office, now known as the Bank Square, a monumental structure in the heart of Ghana's capital that embodies power, purpose, and national identity. But to understand how we got here, we must first take you back in time. The year is 1957. Ghana has just gained independence. Kwame Nkrumah stands at the helm of a new African republic, determined to break away from colonial systems, not just politically but economically. Among the first acts of sovereignty, establishing a central bank. The Bank of Ghana was established by the Bank of Ghana Ordinance No. 34 on March 4, 1957, just 3 days before Ghana's independence on March 6. This was no coincidence, it was symbolic. The very existence of a national central bank was proof that Ghana would manage its own currency, control its own interest rates, and determine its own financial destiny. Just 5 months later, on August 1, 1957, the bank officially opened its doors at 1 Thorpe Road, Accra, in the colonial administrative quarters of the capital. The first governor was Mr. Alfred Eggleston, a Scotsman and former advisor to the West African Currency Board. With him came a team of economists and bankers, Ghanaian and foreign, tasked with laying the foundation of the country's financial future. At that time, the Bank of Ghana had 4 core departments: the Governor's Office, Administration and Accounts, Economics and Statistics, Banking. The mandate was clear: supervise banks, regulate money supply, issue currency, and maintain monetary stability. But Ghana was not content with being part of a shared West African currency system. The dream was to introduce a uniquely Ghanaian currency, and they did. By 1965, the cedi was born, replacing the Ghana pound. It was the first fully independent currency issued and controlled solely by a sub-Saharan African country post-independence. For decades, the Bank of Ghana operated from its original location, 1 Thorpe Road, an elegant mid-century structure built in colonial times. It was functional, yes, but far from adequate to house the growing operations of a modern central bank. To accommodate increasing demands, an annex building was constructed in the early 1970s. This became Cedi House, named after the newly established currency. Completed between 1970 and 1973, Cedi House stands tall at 14 stories and remains one of the iconic skyscrapers in central Accra. It wasn't just used for central banking operations. The Ghana Stock Exchange, SSNIT, and other financial institutions made Cedi House their base at various times. But even Cedi House would soon outlive its purpose. With the growing complexity of Ghana's monetary systems, digital finance, and regulatory framework, a new home was needed, one that matched the ambition of Ghana's economic future. And so, the idea for the Bank Square was born. What does it mean to build a national monument in the 21st century? For the Bank of Ghana, it meant more than steel and glass. It meant identity, security, functionality, and sustainability. This new chapter began in the early 2020s amidst rising urban congestion, decentralization needs, and the ambition to build a financial nerve center that rivals anything in Africa. Located at number 42 Castle Road, Victoriaborg, Accra, the Bank Square project sits on a high-security 4.5-acre complex. It was officially commissioned on November 20, 2024, by the President of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. The inauguration was attended by finance ministers, top banking executives, international delegations, architects, engineers, and members of the media. It was more than a ceremony. It was a declaration. Ghana was ready to lead financially and visually. The building is not just an office, it is a landmark. At the helm of this architectural marvel is none other than Sir David Adjaye, the globally celebrated Ghanaian British architect, known for projects like the Smithsonian National Museum of African American History and Culture in Washington, D.C., the National Cathedral of Ghana, ongoing, Rwanda's Genocide Memorial Pavilion, and now the Bank Square. Sir David Adjaye's vision was to design a space that merges symbolism with structure. Inspired by Adinkra symbols, geometric balance, and Ghanaian traditions, the project reflects modern Africa, a fusion of technology, tradition, and identity. The Bank Square comprises multiple structures: 22-story tower housing core departments, governors' offices, boardrooms, intelligence units, and data centers. In the 21st century, sustainability is no longer a luxury, it's a necessity, and the Bank Square was built with this mindset at its very core. The Bank of Ghana's new headquarters was constructed to meet the EDGE certification standards, an international green building benchmark that emphasizes energy efficiency, water conservation, and reduced embodied energy in materials. So, what makes the Bank Square one of the most sustainable buildings in Ghana? 1. Solar energy integration. The entire complex is equipped with a state-of-the-art solar canopy system. These massive photovoltaic panels, installed on the roof and select walls, generate a significant portion of the building's energy needs. Not only does this reduce the bank's reliance on Ghana's national grid, but it also aligns with the government's broader goal of increasing renewable energy usage across public infrastructure. 2. Rainwater harvesting and recycling. The building features a fully integrated rainwater harvesting system. Collected water is filtered, treated, and used for landscaping, cooling systems, and sanitation. There's also an on-site wastewater treatment plant, ensuring that all water used in the building is efficiently recycled and reused. 3. Natural ventilation and UV glass cladding. Large segments of the building are designed with passive cooling techniques, maximizing airflow and cross-ventilation. This reduces the need for high-power HVAC systems. The facade is built with UV filtering double-glazed glass, which cuts down solar radiation while maintaining natural daylight inside. It keeps the interior cool during Ghana's hottest months while reducing artificial lighting costs. 4. Eco-conscious landscaping. The rooftop garden and surrounding courtyards are planted with indigenous flora, which require minimal irrigation and support local pollinators. These green zones are not just for show, they're functional parts of the building's environmental performance. They absorb heat, reduce urban heat island effect, and offer shaded rest areas for staff and visitors. Economic role. More than just a building. A central bank is more than a financial institution. It is the heartbeat of a country's economy. The new Bank of Ghana headquarters is designed not just as a workplace but as a symbol of institutional authority and economic vision. So, what economic roles does this building and the institution it houses play in Ghana? 1. Monetary Policy Command Center. From inside this building, the Monetary Policy Committee, MPC, meets to determine lending rates, set inflation targets, and manage interest benchmarks. The outcome of these meetings affects bank lending and savings rates, import and export pricing, Ghana's inflation rate, forex market stability, the strength of the Ghanaian cedi. With upgraded data centers and analytics departments, the new HQ provides a far more advanced platform for these critical economic decisions. 2. Banking supervision and financial inclusion. The Bank of Ghana supervises all licensed commercial banks, microfinance institutions, rural banks, and non-bank financial institutions in Ghana. The new HQ allows for streamlined regulatory operations. It brings together several scattered departments, reducing communication lag and improving financial oversight. Moreover, the bank is playing an active role in digitizing Ghana's payment ecosystem, regulating mobile money, and spearheading Ghana's central bank digital currency (CBDC) pilot known as the eCedi. 3. Job creation and contractor involvement. During the construction phase, over 2,000 Ghanaians were employed, directly or indirectly, through civil works, design consulting, materials supply, and project management. Local firms were involved in landscaping, interior finishing, and smart systems installation, giving a massive boost to Ghana's construction and tech industries. Even after completion, the building provides long-term employment through maintenance, security, IT management, and administrative services. 4. Housing the National Currency Vault. Beneath the building lies one of the most secure currency vaults in West Africa. Here, the cedi is received, stored, sorted, and dispatched to financial institutions across the country. The vault is climate-controlled, surveillance-monitored, and accessible only through multi-tier biometric security systems. This operation ensures cash availability throughout the banking system and helps detect and remove counterfeit notes from circulation. Public controversy: a palace in a time of crisis? For all its beauty, the Bank Square hasn't been free from public scrutiny. In mid-2023, during a period of inflation, currency depreciation, and external debt restructuring, opposition members and some civil society groups questioned the timing and cost of the bank's new headquarters. Several headlines asked, "Should Ghana build a luxury bank office while seeking IMF support? Why spend hundreds of millions when the cedi is weakening? Is this project tone-deaf to the people's economic reality?" Government and Bank of Ghana's response. In a detailed press release, the Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, clarified, "The decision to build a new HQ was made nearly a decade earlier due to safety, space, and functional constraints at the old Thorpe Road building. The project is not funded by government budget allocations or IMF support, but through internally generated funds, IGFs, of the bank. Over 3,000 staff from 7 departments were operating in temporary rented facilities due to lack of space. The consolidation in the new HQ reduces long-term costs. The building includes public use infrastructure like a currency museum and a conference center for financial literacy programs. Safety and structural reasons. Engineers reported that the old headquarters and cedi house were no longer compliant with modern earthquake resilience, electrical fire regulations, and cybersecurity standards required for central banks. In essence, the bank could not afford to operate in outdated facilities if it were to protect national financial data and coordinate policy at the highest level. Whether seen as a symbol of progress or a subject of debate, one thing is certain: the Bank Square has redefined the skyline and the story of Ghana's financial governance. Cultural symbolism, public access, and the Museum of Money. The architecture of identity, Ghanaian culture in concrete and glass. When you look at a building, especially a national institution, it should tell a story, and the Bank Square tells one of freedom, legacy, resilience, and African excellence. Designed by Sir David Adjaye, a Ghanaian-born global architect, the Bank of Ghana head office isn't just a place where decisions are made, it's a place where culture meets modernity. Adinkra symbolism and geometry. In traditional Ghanaian culture, Adinkra symbols communicate complex ideas in simple visual forms. They express values, philosophy, and social behavior. Sir David Adjaye's design integrates these motifs into the glass facades, wall engravings and flooring patterns, entrance atriums, and even the layout geometry. The triangular, square, and circular forms within the Bank Square reflect balance, continuity, growth, and unity, values central to economic stewardship. For instance, the recurring Eban symbol, meaning safety, security, and protection, is subtly incorporated into many public-facing parts of the building. A modern kente in structure. The building's vertical window elements and outer grid were inspired by the Kente cloth pattern, Ghana's most iconic cultural textile. These interwoven structural elements pay homage to how different parts of society come together to form one cohesive whole, just as economic systems bring together trade, agriculture, finance, and governance. The bronze and golden tones of the panels glisten under the Accra sun, recalling the country's rich Ashanti heritage and its status as a former Gold Coast. Blending into the city, Accra's civic district. The building's location at 42 Castle Road was not chosen by accident. It sits in Victoria Borg, one of the most historically significant and strategic civic zones in Accra. Just nearby are Independence Arch and Black Star Square, Osu Castle, the Supreme Court of Ghana, Accra Sports Stadium, Ministry of Finance. This is Ghana's political and financial power block, and the Bank Square now rises tall within it, forming a triangle of governance between monetary policy, executive authority, and judicial interpretation. The building doesn't dominate the skyline, it completes it. The Museum of Currency, a living economic archive. One of the most remarkable features of the Bank Square is its Museum of Money, a public space built to educate, preserve, and celebrate Ghana's economic journey. A journey through currency history. Visitors walk through a chronological gallery featuring ancient trade tools, cowries, gold dust, barter items, colonial-era West African pounds, the Ghana pound, 1958 to 1965, First Cedi, 1965, Second Cedi, 1967, and the current Ghana Cedi. Each note and coin tells a piece of Ghana's story, national heroes, changing symbols, inflation events, and currency reforms. There are interactive kiosks allowing visitors to scan banknotes for embedded security features, and a special forgery zone showcasing confiscated counterfeit currency. Financial literacy for all ages. This museum isn't just a display, it's a learning hub, with educational videos, touchscreen quizzes, and guided tours for school children. The bank uses this space to promote financial literacy among Ghanaians. Topics include: what is inflation? How does interest work? Why are currencies devalued or redenominated? How do central banks fight economic shocks? Rare artifacts and special exhibits. Some exclusive items in the collection include the original currency printing plates used in 1965, a 1 million Ghanaian cedi note from the hyperinflation era, now demonetized, commemorative coins from Ghana's 50th independence anniversary, international currencies from trading partners such as China, the UK, and Nigeria. This space is open to the public, Monday to Friday, and free to visit, making it a truly people-focused element of a state institution. Conference Centre, where Africa gathers. In a world of global economic interdependence, every country needs a venue where ideas can be exchanged and alliances forged. The 300-seat conference centre within the Bank Square was built for exactly this. It serves as the primary venue for Monetary Policy Committee press briefings, central bank regional conferences, stakeholder forums on banking regulations, public debt transparency events, international collaborations with the IMF, AFDB, and ECOWAS, with multilingual interpretation booths, fibre optic transmission lines, and climate control systems. This facility ranks among the top modern venues in West Africa for economic and fiscal summits. The Digital Hub and Innovation Wing, the new headquarters, also features a dedicated digital innovation wing where fintech projects are born and tested. Inside this wing, developers and economists collaborate on the e-Cedi pilot, real-time interbank settlement systems, AI-powered credit risk analysis tools, cybersecurity defense simulations, blockchain-based AML KYCs protocols. This is where Ghana's central bank of the future is being shaped, not just for today's problems, but for tomorrow's challenges. A building for the people, not just bankers. While the Bank Square is unquestionably a high-security zone, it was also designed to be inclusive. Areas such as the Museum of Currency, the public gallery of the conference hall, the amenity pavilions cafe, outdoor seating zones and public art spaces are all open to the general public on scheduled days with appropriate registration. During major celebrations like Ghana Month, March, and World Savings Day, the bank hosts open days, student essay contests, and economic exhibitions for visitors of all ages. It's not just a bank. It's a living classroom, a people's forum, and a national monument. So, the next time someone tells you the Bank of Ghana is just about interest rates and forex policies, remember this. It's also about cultural preservation, public education, and building trust between the state and its citizens. Security first, protecting the nation's financial brain. When your job is to manage a nation's currency, control monetary policy, and safeguard sensitive economic data, you don't compromise on security. The Bank Square was engineered with tiered, multi-layered security protocols that rival top intelligence and defense institutions. It is one of Africa's most secure public buildings. Intelligent perimeter defense. The first level of protection starts outside. The entire 4.5-acre compound is enclosed with anti-ram perimeter walls, vehicle barrier gates with hydraulic bollards, facial recognition checkpoints, armed security posts with 24-hour surveillance, thermal cameras, and motion sensors. Security personnel are trained in rapid response, evacuation procedures, and counter-surveillance. But this is just the surface. Biometric and behavioral access systems. Access into the main building requires multi-factor biometric authentication, retina scan, fingerprint verification, facial recognition, RFID ID access, time-based code authorization. High-security areas like the currency vaults, data centers, and governor's suite require dual confirmation, meaning two authorized individuals must verify entry simultaneously. This is supported by behavioral access learning, a smart AI that monitors movement patterns and alerts security when anomalies are detected, such as unusual time entries or nervous gestures. Cybersecurity Command Center. Deep inside the Bank Square lies one of Ghana's most important digital facilities, the National Cybersecurity Operations Center, NCOC for financial institutions. Here, a team of specialists monitors real-time phishing attempts, network intrusions, financial system attacks, insider data access, fake app clones posing as banks. The center is integrated with international cyber defense grids via secure fiber optic lines, working with the Cybersecurity Authority of Ghana, Interpol's Financial Crime Network, and the Bank for International Settlements, BIS. It operates 24/7 and is updated every 90 days with new protocols. A smart building from ground to roof. The Bank of Ghana's new headquarters is not just a workplace, it's a smart ecosystem. Here's how it works. Building Management System, BMS. Every room, floor, and facility is connected through a central BMS dashboard that controls temperature and air quality, lighting and occupancy, elevators and escalators, water flow and leak detection, smoke and fire response systems. If a fire alarm triggers on the 7th floor, the BMS can instantly lock down elevator access, activate floor-specific fire suppression, alert emergency response, unlock emergency stairwells. Energy intelligence system. The building's energy usage is tracked in real time. Solar energy inputs, generator runtime, power efficiency per room. Carbon footprint. The system automatically dims lighting in unused offices, redirects power during outages, and provides monthly green scorecards for environmental reporting. Integrated health and safety. In the post-pandemic era, the building also includes touchless access panels, UV air purifiers, automatic hand sanitization stations, a medical bay with AI-driven diagnostics, emergency oxygen and burn kits. Staff health is constantly monitored during flu seasons, and systems are designed to isolate floors during outbreaks. Human capital, a home for Ghana's brightest minds. Beyond the technology and security, the Bank Square is ultimately a workplace, and every brick was laid with staff experience in mind. It houses over 3,000 employees across departments including banking supervision, research and statistics, currency management, legal and compliance, financial markets, risk and cybersecurity, human resources, and more. Let's walk you through a day in the life of a Bank of Ghana employee at the new HQ. 7 a.m., arrival and smart check-in. Employees arrive through dedicated biometric gates. Each scan updates the smart HR dashboard, logging attendance, entry point, and route within the building. If an employee deviates from routine movement patterns, security is discreetly notified, not to punish, but to ensure safety or detect fatigue. 7:30 a.m. Wellness sessions. Before beginning work, staff can attend optional yoga and fitness classes in the amenity pavilion. The bank believes that healthy employees make better decisions. Alternatively, staff can use the meditation garden, designed with acoustics that block out the city noise for maximum mental clarity. 8:30 a.m. Work begins. Each staff member is assigned to a dynamic workstation equipped with dual-screen biometric computers, noise-cancelling headsets, ergonomic chairs and adjustable desks, encrypted drives connected to BOG's secure cloud. All devices run on proprietary Bank OS, an internal operating system customized for Ghana's central banking environment. 12 p.m. Meals and mental recharge. The cafeteria offers subsidized gourmet meals with dietitian-approved menus. Employees with special needs have private dining options, and there's even a tech-free zone cafe. No phones allowed, just conversation and rest. 2 p.m. Learning never stops. Ongoing staff development is key. On any day there might be a lecture on blockchain and central banking, an update on Basel III compliance, workshops on digital inclusion, interbank simulations for risk testing. This isn't just a job, it's a daily financial university. 5 p.m. Exit and debrief. As staff exit, their attendance auto-updates HR records. If they stayed past standard hours, the system prompts wellness alerts. Managers receive a non-intrusive report on team productivity, not as a tool of control, but to see where support or balance may be needed. Data infrastructure. Banking in the digital age. Underpinning all this is a robust data infrastructure unit, physically separated within the complex and backed up in 3 satellite locations across Ghana. Key features include redundant Tier 3 data centers, secure cloud hybrid models for backup, blockchain nodes for interbank transfers, 256-bit AES encrypted communications, an AI surveillance engine monitoring global financial threats, API integration with banks. The BOG now provides direct, secure APIs to all licensed commercial banks, linking them to the central bank in real time for interbank settlement, compliance verification, digital ledger entries, liquidity tracking, loan portfolio risk monitoring. This has reduced system lag from 48 hours to 1 hour, making Ghana one of the fastest clearing nations in West Africa. All of this, every system, every terminal, every vault, every camera, is built around one purpose: to protect, empower, and modernize Ghana's financial future. And in doing so, The bank square doesn't just serve a nation, it inspires a continent. Ghana on the global stage. How does the bank square compare? Central banks aren't just financial institutions, they are architectural statements. Let's briefly compare the bank square to other prominent central bank headquarters around the world. Nigeria, Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN. Located in Abuja, the CBN headquarters is a bold, multi-wing complex completed in the late 1990s. It's functional and secure, but lacks the cultural storytelling found in Ghana's Bank Square. South Africa, South African Reserve Bank, SARB. The SARB's Pretoria headquarters is a sleek skyscraper built for financial efficiency. While visually commanding, it lacks public-facing amenities like Ghana's Currency Museum or Conference Centre. United Kingdom, Bank of England. Located on Threadneedle Street in London, this 18th-century fortress reflects power and tradition. But it's not a modern, energy-efficient building, nor is it digitally native like Ghana's Bank Square. USA, Federal Reserve, Washington, D.C. America's Federal Reserve is a stronghold of classic architecture and policy. Yet even the Fed is currently modernizing and exploring public outreach, something Ghana has already achieved with its new HQ. In short, Ghana's Bank Square isn't just catching up, it's leading the way in Africa and offering ideas to the world. From design to inclusiveness, technology to sustainability, the Bank of Ghana has carved a niche in the elite club of visionary central banks. Vision 2030. What's next? While the building may be finished, the journey is not. Here's what's coming next for the Bank of Ghana and its role in national and continental development. Full digitalization of monetary instruments by 2030. The bank aims to eliminate all manual clearance systems, moving entirely to ECD adoption for low-value transactions, real-time interbank transfers for all licensed banks, blockchain-backed bonds and treasury instruments, AI-based forecasting tools to respond to inflation. The Digital Innovation Wing within the Bank Square will serve as the launchpad for these transitions. Regional financial inclusion leadership. Ghana is already a West African financial hub. The Bank of Ghana plans to assist in the integration of regional payment systems, support cross-border digital remittances via ECOWAS, host annual conferences on Pan-African fintech solutions. The new conference facilities in the Bank Square will play a central role in fostering policy exchange across African countries. Youth and public engagement. By 2030, the bank wants to have reached 1 million students via its Museum of Currency, hosted over 100 public lectures on saving, budgeting and entrepreneurship, launched a digital learning platform on economic literacy, because a financially educated population is the greatest asset a central bank can have. Crisis preparedness and resilience. The pandemic taught every central bank a harsh lesson: be ready for the unexpected. With the Bank Square now fully operational, the Bank of Ghana is establishing crisis war rooms for global economic shock response, disaster recovery systems across 3 cities, partnerships with international bodies for contingency training. The goal is clear: make Ghana's economy resilient no matter the challenge. Final reflections: what this building really means. In a world that often overlooks Africa's achievements, the Bank Square stands as proof that we can lead, not just follow. It shows that functionality can blend with cultural symbolism. Modernization doesn't mean abandoning heritage. Public institutions can be transparent, green, and secure. And that, when vision meets execution, anything is possible. It is a testament to Ghana's economic maturity, architectural confidence, and civic pride. Whether you're a student, an architect, a banker, or simply a proud Ghanaian, this building speaks to you. It says, "We are ready, we are rising, and we are building our future with our own hands." Thank you for joining us on this deep dive journey into the Bank of Ghana's iconic new headquarters, the Bank Square. We hope this video gave you not just facts, but a renewed sense of appreciation for how Ghana is shaping the future of finance and governance. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment with your favorite part or any questions you have, subscribe for more stories about Ghanaian megaprojects, infrastructure, architecture, and progress, and share this with someone who still thinks Africa isn't building at world-class levels. Until next time, this has been Next Level GH, shining a light on progress, one story at a time.